Guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing to do for you. So this package here comes from White Mountain Knives. Big shout out to Justin over there. You guys know I love White Mountain Knives. I have a discount code, Lefty10, of course, over there. You can get 10% off your order and free shipping in the U.S. Unboxing knife is going to be the Kvist Blade Works Variant PE. This was loaned in to the channel by Stafford's EDC. Corey's a great dude. And yeah, we are going to rip into it. This is a cool knife, by the way. And let's see. Probably be doing the first impressions on this guy at the same time as what's in the box. I've had this for a little bit, but I really haven't carried it or used it yet. So kind of first impressions territory. So first we have a Kansept box. A Kansept? Yeah, if you don't like Kansept, yeah, well. Anyway. And then we have a Civivi. What could it be? What's the popular Civivi right now? Kev had to get one. Anyway, get rid of these. I bought this. This is a loaner. Because I just didn't want to dish out for a Kansept, specifically that one, because this is I think a fancy model of it. Let's check that out first, then we can get to that one. This is the Kansept Reverie, and this one's green G10 titanium S35. Oh, I thought this was the fancy Damascus one, so he must have had one that didn't show in stock. That's great, because I didn't like the Damascus looking one. So this is a normal one. Interesting. Okay. Maybe it's got like a blacked out blade or something that I wouldn't like. Get your Kansept pouch. Yep, it does. So yeah, I wouldn't have bought that. But that's fine. I mean, that's the point. That's why I have a connection with White Mountain Knives, because he's a great dude, and maybe this was an open box or something he had, and he was able to send it over for me to check out. So if I bought one of these, it would probably be like the Blue Fat Carbon one with, I don't know if it's stonewash or satin or something. I'm not a big G10 fan. You guys know that. But yeah, let's check it out. So Kansept apparently has been upping their game a little bit. Here's the Shakira, I call it. I think it's the chakra or something, I forget. You can feel the transition, like I can catch that edge. But I mean, it's worse on this side, but it's pretty good, right? And overall build quality is just, it's there, guys. They really did a great job on this knife. I hate their satin. It's just, I don't know. It kind of gives me vibes of, you guys know that I love Kunwu, but it's kind of the same thing on that. It's just sort of like very machine looking, not even lines. Like, you know, I love me a Riot belt satin. So anyway, great build quality. It seems like they're upping their game a little bit, and their price, you know. But that one's 20 CV. This is S35. It looks like we're slightly off to the clip side on this guy, just a little bit. Probably looks normal on this side, yeah. Crown spine? Is that a crown spine? Okay. This clip looks like it sucks. I mean, holy cow, that looks like it would hurt. It's also really tight right here, but I like that it's deep carry, basically, right? It's a Justin Lundquist design. Got these crazy bolsters that gives you the Lundquist vibe. It's kind of like the baby Barlow, but bigger, right? Let's give her a flick. Oh. All right. If you give it the treatment, it usually works pretty well, it looks like. Flat grind. Oh, God. Oil for days. Hold on. I mean, it's smart, but you're not going to have rust issues on this. It's a black wash. I do like a black wash, guys. I like a black wash much better than just a straight DLC. This looks cool. I mean, that's why I want to check it out, obviously. Ergos, let's feel it. It's pretty good in hand. Yeah, this is actually a normal sized knife for once, too, from Justin. That clip, I mean, you got a pokey end right there, and left-handed, I'm kind of, you know, I'm not quite hitting it. So for my hand, it works, but I think for some people, if you're left-handed, that could be a major issue. Right-handed, yeah, it feels great in hand. Let's check the action. You got lockup is good. Yeah, that's good. Great access and action. You can do the reach around. So they did do a weak detent here. Like, oh, no. So maybe that was just me being left-handed earlier. Yeah, might have just been the first flick there. Let's see. Nah, it's definitely weak-ish, but it works. You know, works fine. The lock bar access is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can see the room you have there, and then they have a little bit of jimping, chamfer. You just perfectly get in there, drops to your nail, shake her home. Man, I'm just wanting to reverse like this. But it works both right-handed with the regular flick. You just kind of palm it, and it's hard to kind of grab this clip because it's so tight to the scale, sort of. But you can. I just normally just kind of, because it's a wide enough knife, I can just grab it and do the flick. Left-handed, of course, you don't have a clip, so I just kind of hang out and kind of grab the edge of the scale, and that works. You can do the reach around very easily. No play at all. I mean, shit. This is pretty damn good. I got to give Kansept some credit here. You know, I would not compare this to, say, where is it? I reorganized a bunch of shit yesterday because I was trying to do a Knife of the Year video, and now I can't find stuff, which sucks. There it is. So let's pretend this was a Pena front flipper Apache, right? Like this was up here, because that's what most of them look like. Open, it looks the same. So I would not compare it to a Pena front flipper. And I'm not saying anybody did that. I don't know. But I feel like somebody would try to compare these somehow. And this is just, it's Riot. It's just a master. I mean, their finish work and their detents and just the way they do everything is just so good. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Pena front flippers because they require... So here's the thing. This knife, while very similar in terms of how the flipper is, this flipper is like all the way up top and rounded around, and the detent is dialed to where you just kind of pull on it, right? On the Pena ones, I've noticed that their jimping's a little more forward than this one. And the detent is stronger, so they require a lot of traction from that jimping up there to catch your thumb so that you can engage the knife. And what happens, to me anyway, is my fucking thumb scale skin cells come off, and they sit in that jimping. They sit in there. And then over time, and I'm talking like a week or two, if I'm playing with it a lot, that will fill up with skin cells and become smooth, basically. And it'll become to where I can't flip it because the detent is stronger that I just can't get enough leverage. So I like a front flipper where it doesn't require you to really catch that jimping, right? Like the other aspects of it are made so that you can easily flick it open. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, again, the Tau here, it's not about... I mean, the jimping obviously is useful, and it is part of the design, but a lot of it is this tab right here you're pushing on, right? So it doesn't matter if this all of a sudden became smooth, it wouldn't be as good, but you would still be able to flick this open. Whereas with the Pena, you just can't. Like, at least for me, that's why I ended up selling all of my Pena front flippers. I know that's kind of a weird reason, but like I have a sweaty finger right now, and I'm easily doing the reach around. So I really like that. Size comparison, there's the Apache. It's the normal size one. So, I mean, it's what, 3 inches? Here's my Asher Nomad M390. That's 3 1/4. So I think we're looking at right at 3 inches. Do I have, yeah, I think the miscreant, I have this in on loan, is 3 inches, right? Let's see. Bang. 3 inches right there. Let me put all these away. Yeah, so this is a cool knife. I actually really like this knife. Yeah, if I could get the blue fat carbon or something, I might actually pick one of these up. This would be pretty sweet. Ergos feel really good right-handed. Again, left-handed for me, it works, right? So anyway, I guess this is an unboxing and a first impressions because I'm here. Like, there's no point in doing it again. I'm not just going to do it to make a video, so let's try. Oh, yeah. So one complaint I would have is, actually, I don't know the price point on these. I can't remember, but I think they were like $200 or something. You know, I kind of would want 20 CV for that. I know that people right now are kind of complaining about 20 CV. There's some information for you. S35EN, Reverie. This might be my favorite Lundquist design so far. People are complaining about M390 20 CV right now, saying it's overused and the hype needs to stop and whatever. But like at this price point, I'd rather have that than S35. Now, obviously, I mean, well heat treated both of those, right? Like, I'm not just sitting here saying I want shitty M390. Like, I want good M390 on it. And I think for the price, you should be getting that. That's one thing that bothers me about Kansept is I feel like for the prices, you should be getting better steel and material. I don't know. That's just me, but they killed it on this. I love this bolster lock design. As a lefty, it's really nice to have that. Now, it doesn't really matter on a front flipper because I'm up here and I'm on this scale. Honestly, it's more important for a righty on a front flipper to have a bolster lock or a liner lock because, you know, you could put your finger on there when you're trying to flick it. As a lefty, you don't go anywhere near that. So it's not as big of a deal. Unless you were having a knife that you could front flip and reverse flick, then it's an issue, right? But anyway, that's the Kansept Reverie. So we got that in. Cuckoo. And then this, of course, is the Cogent. This is the button lock Civivi that actually has a deployment method. What? What? They put a flipper tab on it? You're kidding me, Kev. Yep. Yeah, they actually did, guys. They actually went the full length of the design. Oh, check it out. We get the cloth, all this stuff. Hey, look. A $600 knife. Sticker of a $600 knife. I'm just kidding. Have you guys seen the Wii Elementum, it's called? The Wii Elementum. You gotta be shitting me. For real. They changed the name from Civivi to Wii. And they're charging like $600 for one version in titanium and like Damascene steel. It's just crazy. Anyway, this is the Cogent, which has a reversible clip. This is that dark green micarta. I really wanted this micarta, so I had to get this Damascus blade, which sucks, but whatever. It is dead center, which is nice. Did you hear that? What? Do you hear that ting out? That's awesome. It's got a little bit of stick to it. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. So, I flipped the clip. It was easy. You just take that out and then take those 2 screws out. I do hate when they do this, but that's T8 and then those 2 are T6. I don't know why they do that. You do have a little bit of the clip sticking up, but it's not bad. It's not enough to catch, I don't think, like Kubi does. But we'll see. I can hit you with that in the review, first impression, whatever I end up doing. These scales are really, like, grippy micarta. This is more grippy than the riffle they did, which is kind of nice. They have this stupid pattern in it, which to me, they just didn't do it right. Look how beat up it is, right? If they had done this properly and had it be clean, I think it would have looked okay. It kind of gives it this tactical vibe. I don't really like this sort of thing going on here. You have, I think it's the blade from the Relic. They just recycle blades left and right. I think this is 9CR 18 MOV or 19 MOV core on this Damascus, which again, I'm not normally into that, but I wanted this micarta. So let's feel the edge. Yeah, very good. And I really like 9CR, if I'm being honest. I hate when I say that. I like 9CR as a budget steel or whatever. I think this was like, I forget what the price was, $97 maybe retail. Like, so not cheap, but you do get Damascus, I guess, micarta, you get a button lock. I will say there's a good amount of lock stick on this, button stick, right? But I'm used to it from the Malibu. Let's get out the obvious comparison here. I got two of them. So I'm actually selling this one right now. And it's mainly because I just need to fund other stuff. I bought a Brian Brown Raptor. And I think I like the blue better. I just like the Stonewash better, to be honest. And this one has no stick in the button. This one doesn't either, because this one I've had for a while. This is the original blue one that I had, and it got a chip in the blue. So I ended up sending it to Knife Modders to turn it into the Stormtrooper Boo. But yeah, I am selling this. If it's still available at the time of this video, I think I was asking for $275. I'd probably do $250. And it's basically because it's a $200 knife. And then it has Cerakote on the scales and the blade and on the hardware, obviously. And then it has their edge put on it, which, guys, this edge is ridiculously sharp. Great action. It's got skips in there, of course. So anyway, that's that one. And then I have the Blade HQ exclusive, quote unquote, because it's the same exact knife that they made already. It's just S45, has an edge on it for my buddy Joe. Obviously I don't want S45 for $25 more, but I needed another Malibu in the collection, and S45, while I shit on it, it's not because S45 is bad. So I need to kind of clear this up, and I know this is a random video to do that in, but like, it's not that I think S45 is bad. Like, S35 is probably one of my favorite steels. It's just such a easy choice, just a good choice, right? Depending on what price point you're putting that knife at. I really like S35EN, right? So why am I shitting on S45? Well, basically it's S35, and I think they just said there's a little bit better corrosion resistance, which for me is a plus, right? I don't know about edge retention. I'd bet it's about the same. So like, that would mean that I kind of like S45, right? The difference is it costs more than S35. So there's that, right? And then it's touted as a premium steel, and that's what bugs me about it. It's not that I actually don't like S45. It's that Blade HQ is selling this one for $25 more with S45 when the 20 CV blade is obviously a better steel, goes for $200. It just doesn't make sense, and that's what bugs me. So anyway, they absolutely nailed the mechanism here on this Civivi. The detent, so to speak, which is a spring, by the way, and it depends on how stiff you make that spring, and that's how stiff the detent's going to be. But they both fire out. I mean, if I pull down, it comes out with authority. If I pull down, okay, so I can sort of fail this one. Let me try it on this one. I bet you I can do it. No, I can't. So, I mean, it's close. It's not as good as this, but I mean, it's damn close. And if you just flick it like a normal person, it's going to come out. Kind of push button? Kind of. It's kind of hard because of the way they have that scale. You can't really push in. You can kind of push down and around and in, if that makes sense. I think that's like what people do on Hinderers. So it does kind of work. You can hear that button stick just really going at it there. So here's the Malibu, one of my favorite knives of all time. I want to get another titanium one and then keep the blue and the titanium. That would be the perfect setup for me. You can see here, it's a little bit longer, I think, in the blade. So this might be 3.5 inches, and then you have, let's just check. And then you have 3.3 on the Malibu. I've always assumed it's 3.3. Yeah, so 3.48, 3.5, let's call it. And, yep, 3.3 on the Malibu, like I've always thought. It's good to know I'm right. So you get a little bit more blade length. So let's put these away. But yeah, definitely a solid mimic of the Malibu. Obviously, this is derived from this idea. The Malibu blew up. Everybody loves the Malibu. And now everybody wants to do a button lock, right? Even I'm designing a button lock. Hopefully it'll work out. But and that's because of the Malibu. I can admit that. This really opened my eyes to how good a button lock could be. I didn't really know much about them before then. So we have that. All right. So, ergos. Not the best. So first off, that clip is really digging in. I mean, it's really getting me. And this handle is very like you have one spot. You know what I mean? You can't really choke up. I mean, you could do this if you wanted to, but you can't really choke up. So you're stuck back here. It's okay. I mean, right-handed. Without the clip there, right-handed, it feels a lot better. But it's still a little weird. It's like, I don't know. It just doesn't fit perfectly for me. So I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. That clip is a huge hotspot in my opinion. It's kind of pinching me, honestly. You have some jimping here, which is very smooth, like just almost non-existent. Yeah, it's basically non-existent. It just feels like a rough surface, sort of. I think I would have preferred just having it not be jimped. And I'm landing like right here. And there you go. We already tested the edge, right? It's sharp. It is a flat grind or saber grind because it doesn't start at the top. You have a little bit of a swedge right here. That Damascus, you know, black Damascus, whatever. It looks better than the normal kind, but it still looks stupid. The lock stick is, I mean, there's a lot of it. But I feel like that's how I remember my Malibu coming too. It would be hard to push for, I mean, it basically was until I sent it to the knife modders. It was still hard to push. Maybe not this hard, but this doesn't really bother me because I'm used to it now. You just push through it. It's not a big deal. And usually, yep, the stronger you flip it, try to show you. The stronger you flip it, the more stick you get. So like if I just slowly kind of click this in, there's just a little bit of stick. But if I flick it out real hard, it gets a lot. It's just how it works for some reason. It's an interesting knife. There's no play or anything, that's really good. No play vertically and no play horizontally is pretty damn good. My new one from Blade HQ is like that. So I'm not getting play in any direction. But my older one that I've had for a while, there's no horizontal blade play because I hate it. And I have skips in there. But you can feel a good bit of, you know, movement when you move it like this. And I think that's an inherent thing with button locks. And I think the older they get, or the more you use them, the more that kind of shows up. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is a cool offering. I think to get people, hear that noise when it, I mean, it's like ka-ting. It's a good offering to get people into the button locks. You know, like the Elementum button lock was dumb. Like, I screamed it from the rooftops. I don't need to rehash that over and over, but it was dumb. It didn't have an opening method. So they fixed that here. And they have another one coming, I think. And that might be the one for me, because this one is just a little bit awkward in hand. It almost feels too small, which is weird, because it's not a smaller knife than the Malibu. But the way the Malibu handle is designed, it starts right here, and I just kind of fit all my fingers in there. And again, the clip is on this side, but if I hold it in the right hand, I don't feel that clip like crazy, right? I just get a good purchase. And these look similar in terms of how they're cut out, right? But it's almost like this cutout starts a little lower or something. I don't know what it is. It's just weird. I think it's actually just this whole hump right here that's messing everything up. I don't know. And the clip. Is it sick? Prouder than the... Maybe a little bit, but it shouldn't be an issue. It sticks... Oh. It has a plateau, but it's much higher off the scale. You see that? Where it plateaus. This is very low down so that it's not like sticking into your palm. And this is really raised up right here. I don't know why they did that. So you really feel that. I don't know. But just checking to make sure, because I clinked them at one point. Might have chipped the blade. I don't know. I'll deal with it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely a good, like, first try at a real button lock. I think I would have increased the spring tension a little bit, because you can fail this. You know, most people are just going to flick it and it'll be fine. They're not bougie. Oh, can I? What? Yes. I can reverse flick it. That is awesome. So that's cool. You can reverse flick it. Nope. Look at that. Ring finger flick. Can I pinky flick it? What? Alright, that's pretty cool that you can do that. Can you do it right-handed? Is there a difference? Nope. Perfect. So that helps, you know. Yeah, interesting knife. We'll get into more of it when I get to the review. And then we have the Reverie here. Kind of nice combination here. Look at that. Didn't even plan that. From Kansept. So two pretty dang cool knives right here. Would I want either one in my collection long term as of right now? I don't know. I kind of do like this one. If I had a pimp one, I'd probably dig it. But, like, I'm kind of over these top flipper things. Ever since I got that painted with the kickstop, I'm like, just put that on everything. That's much more enjoyable to me. I'd rather reverse flick or use that kickstop. But that's me. So there you go, guys. Kansept Reverie. Great knife here. Cool knife. Definitely one of my favorite Kansepts. And the Civivi... fuck is this thing called? Oh, the Cogent. Civivi Cogent. Yeah, this might end up turning into something I sell later on, or a giveaway or something. That lock stick, man. This should wear in. That's usually how it works. It's not worth complaining about, because that's just how button locks are. I mean, they just end up with stick a lot. That's how the Malibus a lot of times come, and you just gotta keep going, and it'll work its way into the steel. Luckily, this steel is kind of soft, so it shouldn't be a huge issue. So anyway, I've rambled enough. That's it, guys. I love you all. Thank you to White Mountain Knives. Again, use my code LEFTY10 for 10% off and free shipping in the U.S. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.